Welcome everyone to your Tuesday striking foundations lesson. This is Coach Lee. Today we're going to work on our teep. So I'll give you a little, if you're following along, give you some chances to pause, do some stuff. You can treat it as a little in-home workout or at-home workout. And then afterwards, I will nerd out on a teep a little bit, go into some details, but I'll put that at the end so I don't bore some of you guys. But for now, we're going to warm up a little bit, work on some movement, some drilling, and really make you better at your teeps and kicks in general. So let's go ahead and get started. We're working on the teep today, which is, the front kicks, boom, the ones that go straight out, super useful, super versatile, and one of my favorite kicks for sure. So first, we're going to work on moving around, moving in our stance, always super important. So we're just going to start off with a little shadow boxing and moving around. I'll give you a chance to do that in a second. So you're just in your good stance, shoulder width, nice and relaxed, nice and bouncy, rear heel off the mat, all of our good stuff. And the first little round is just going to be you moving around in your stance, shadow boxing a little bit. So minimal strikes, at most, pepper in a jab and a cross here or there. You're just looking to move around. Like I said, throw a jab and a cross here or there. So at least give me a 3-minute round of shadow boxing, throw on a clock. You're welcome to do it longer, or you can split it up and do multiple, 2-minute rounds, however you want to do it. But give me some good shadow boxing, moving around in your stance, a little forwards, backwards, moving around, nice and bouncy. Every now and then, maybe a jab and a cross, maybe a jab. Just work on good footwork, being relaxed. So, give you a chance to do that now. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now we're going to add a little element to get us a little bit closer to, throwing our good teeps and kicks. We're going to add to our shadow boxing the idea of just lifting a leg, pulling my knee up to my chest, essentially. And this is going to help us with our weight transfer. If I want to have a good teep, this is basically the first thing that's going to happen. I'm going to plant, boom, and cock my teep, ready to throw, right? But the cool thing is for you guys, you already know how to check kicks. This looks essentially exactly the same as when I want to check a kick, meaning pull up, put my shin in front of their shin to block leg kicks. So this will help us with both of those things. So all I'm adding now to the shadow boxing is I'm going to take one leg or the other, and I want to be able to lift it up off the ground, put it back down in good balance without having to take any shuffles or anything. So a couple things I can do to help me with this. And like I said, this is really the key to the teep. If you can't do this, you're going to really struggle with your teeps. If I want to raise my left leg, I need to plant on the other leg. So I'm looking to raise this leg. So what I'm going to do is bring my right leg right under my butt. Boom, and plant it nice and flat, securely into the ground so that my weight is right on this foot, and then that allows me to lift this foot very easily. If I wanted to raise this foot, it's the opposite. I'm gonna plant, put all my weight here nice and flat so I can raise this leg. So I'm trying to avoid stumbling, and I'm trying to avoid little shuffle steps and extra steps. I should just be able to naturally shift my weight a little bit or move a leg, boom, so I'm ready, and then right back to it. So I think you have two options. We're starting nice and neutral. Whether I'm standing still or as I move around, I have two options. Let's say I want to lift this leg and plant on this leg. I have two options. One is to just ever so slightly bring my plant leg under my butt and plant it, or ever so slightly shift my weight so that it is over my rear leg. So I think you have both of those options. I'm just going to move it right under my butt. Notice I'm not moving everything. I'm not taking a step. I'm just planting it. Or I can just shift my weight a little bit so that it's on the plant leg, and this allows me to easily lift. So you have either leg. I would try it with both, and you're going to go right back to shadow boxing. We're still just moving, You can still throw a little jab cross every now and then, but every now and then I'm going to plant, lift. Plant, lift. Right back to it. I'm thinking about bringing my knee up in tight, like I'm cocking that teep, ready to go. All right, here we go. On 3. 1, 2, 3. Excellent. So now let's look at the actual teep. So if you don't know, the teep, I have no idea what teep means. I keep meaning to look that up, but that's what the Thai is called a front kick. It could be with the lead leg or the rear leg, but I'm just going boom. I'm popping my leg straight out, straight back, putting it on the floor. So it could come with either leg, rear leg, teep, lead leg, teep. I am trying to make contact with basically the ball of my foot right there. This part of your foot, like if your toes pull back, this part right here. Up, out, back, down. Right? That is what a teep. It is going straight out. It has a ton of uses. We can use it to set up a ton of stuff. We can use it to keep people away. You know, if you're crafty, you can even somewhat close the distance with the teep. Like I said, the end, I can talk a lot about the teep. But for now, what a lot of you need to be focusing on is balance, like most things. You know, if you can't do it without stumbling or falling down, the rest of it isn't going to matter, because you probably shouldn't throw it anyway if you're going to fall down every time you throw a teep or trip. So honestly, solo drills, you know, kicking like walls and chairs and stuff is one of the best things you can do. So all you need really is a chair. I have a chair here. You know, I can try to cut in a video of me kicking a few other things, but I'm not really trying to kick anything. I just want to make contact. That's all with the ball of my foot. Toes pulled back, contact with the ball of my foot, back to normal stance. So that's all I really want to do. I'm not trying to kick the chair and knock it over, or any kind of, you know, heavy stuff. It's just like when you're learning a jab. You know, for a while, you just need to work on throwing a jab. You're not worried about how hard you're jabbing, or what if they blah, 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 blah. You know, you just need to get the technique down, right? The technique part. You need tons of reps on this stuff, on the balance. So it's very easy. You just get yourself about an arm's length away from anything. You know, you're really only looking to get the teep above the waist. You know, sometimes you even see the Thais, they kick like right on the hip, or right on basically the bladder, right below the belly button. So you do not need to be able super flexible to throw a good teep. That's just an excuse that we all use. I used to use that, but it's not a flexibility issue. So it's easy. Just get an arm's length away. You know, I'm here from this chair. It's about right over my hip. It could also just be a flat door, a brick wall, anything will do. Right, just make sure that nothing, you're not going to hurt anybody or break anything in your house. You're going to get arm's length away, and then you can just do some teeps. So the key is, I am not trying to kick the wall or the chair. You know, sometimes we try to add speed and momentum and stuff to help us. But you need to be able to, very relaxed, be able to, you know, once again, arm's length away. I need to be able to, from my stance, plant, lift, out, back, down. And then I'm ready to go again. So you can try it standing still, or feel free to kind of give it that little shuffle. I'm here, plant. Flat foot under my butt. Remember from the first part, I have 2 options. 1, little weight shift to put the weight. 2, I just bring that leg slightly up and under my butt. I'm here, boom, up, out, back, down. Shh, you can just touch it. It's actually a pretty good workout. So let's just try first, just the lead leg. boom. You know, let's say do 5 lead leg, then 5 rear leg, boom. Same thing, plant, boom. Just making good contact. Back down. Then just keep switching, you know, 5 on the left, 5 on the right. You know, give me, do that for a good few minutes, you know, good 3, 4, 5 minutes, all right? Left leg, right leg, not too hard. Don't hurt yourself. Nice and relaxed, find your balance. If you screw it up, it's okay. So here we go. 1, 2, 3. Next drill. We're just going to shuffle from the left to the right. Very good use for your practice for your teep, but also it's a good workout. You'll find that it stresses the legs a bit. I think, you know, you have to have more leg strength and you use your leg more than you think to stabilize yourself. You know, you're holding your whole body on one leg while you're moving and doing stuff. So it is a pretty good workout. You'd be surprised. And it will make you better at teeping and kicking in general, because I can't stress it enough. And once again, I will talk about it at the end. If you want to be good at kicking, like that Thai style kicking, you need to be able to throw kicks from everywhere, to always be comfortable kicking with either leg. You know, southpaw, regular, they're really good at switching because they're always in good balance. They're always ready to do stuff. You know, they don't find themselves stumbling around. A lot of people say, you know, they don't have footwork in Muay Thai, but I think that's garbage. It's just a different style. You know, they're not boxing. They're also trying to kick. That is part of it, you know. So I'm just going to shuffle. I'm going to go left teep, right teep. So I'll show you what it looks like. Do it all day. Once again, not kicking hard. Don't care. Not the point. I'm trying to touch, touch, touch with a long, straight leg in good balance. So the key here is to not add extra shuffle steps. I'm going straight from one teep to the other teep. So I'm going to plant, throw a teep. Boom. And it might be hard at first, but what I want to get to is once I put this foot down, it's ready to be a plant leg. Other leg comes up, teep, back down. So boom, plant. I go right into another teep, and then as this comes down, it needs to be ready to be a plant leg. So it plants, weight shift, up. So if you watch, I'm not doing extra steps. It is teep, plant, teep, plant, teep, plant, teep. So I'm trying to avoid, like, I don't want extra steps. So if you watch my feet now, I'm gonna, like, there's a couple of shuffles happening. I want us to be plant, teep, plant, teep. So once again, very good exercise, but super valuable. You can do it on a heavy bag, anything. You can do it on a partner if you have a partner, but it will make you very good. Because if you're good Thai boxer, you know, kickboxer, however you want to think about it, you need to always be ready to kick. So, you know, as I go to block something, the way I just landed, I am ready to throw. Or like, let's say after I block a kick, right, I go check. Once this comes down, I am ready to throw. I'm not adding extra steps. So I think getting that in your head of always be ready to throw in your shadow boxing. Every time I adjust, boom, my feet are in a place where I can throw back. You know, I take a step back, I am ready to throw. I'm ready to kick even always from here. So not just punch, I'm ready to kick. I'm ready to teep, knee, round kick, you name it, I am ready. So this one's easy. You're just left, right, left, right, left, like a march, okay? So give yourself a good couple minutes of doing that. Maybe on this one, you know, doing that for 3 minutes would be tough. Set a little clock, you know, 30 seconds. 45 seconds, do some rounds of that where you just 30 seconds of boom, 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 boom. And then again, give yourself a little break and then keep doing that. So get a few rounds of that. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. So now you can put it all together. A little more shadow boxing, but now you have your teeps. You can also think of it as just doing a check, so you don't have to throw the teep every time. The beginning is exactly the same. Some of you have heard me talk about it, and once again I'll talk about it at the end. But that idea of if you are a good kicker and you like this Thai style stuff, this all looks the same, right? My check looks like my teep, looks like my round kick, right? So if my knee stays in and it's always coming up and staying in my frame right here, it's gonna make everything else work together very well. So as we shadow box here on this last little bit, it could be a check, right? I'm shadow boxing, boom. Every now and then I just check a kick. So I plant, boom, check a kick, right back into it. It could be a teep, boom. If you're comfortable throwing round kicks in your shadow boxing, you put that in there too. Maybe on another video, I can share some stuff that Coach Whittier helped me kick in the air. I used to be really bad and would spin all the way out and stuff, but we can talk about that later. So I'm shadow boxing. I have a jab and a cross. I'm moving a lot. I am checking kicks. I am throwing teeps, but the biggest thing is keep in your head that transition in and out of your teep, in and out of your checks, being in good balance. If when you raise your knee, do you need to fall forward to put it back down, or can you check and I'm here? I never lost my balance there. I did not rock back. I didn't stumble forward. Check. I was in good balance that whole time. Check. And for a little bit more advanced people, think about mixing that teep in with your jab, right? You can jab, teep, right? You can teep, jab. You can do lots of different stuff. You can check and then go right into boxing, right? Box, box, check. There's different things we can do. So work on that transition in and out of being on one leg. I think that's what most people need the most work on. So now we're shadow boxing. Let's give you a couple little 2 or 3 minute rounds here so you can really get some good reps. We have jab and across. I have some teeps I can throw out, and I have some checks. And if you're comfortable, I'm those round kicks, but that's more if you're already a little bit advanced. Don't worry about that. If you're newer, just keep it to the teep or just the bringing the knee up. All right, so we're gonna shadow box a little bit. Give me a couple more rounds of that, either 2 or 3 minute rounds. So put on a clock. Here we go. 1, 2, 3.